Canada's Drag Race All-Stars, airing what was arguably the better talent show just a few hours before US Drag Race's kind of dull talent show, was nasty work. And I am so here for the mess. Hi, hello everyone, my name is Jer, and I don't know about all that. There was a complaint last week that there was no cherry coke, so this week, I have a peach Arizona. Today we are going to be talking about Drag Race All-Stars 11, episode 11. This is the golden episode, yeah? It's like your golden birthday, whatever your physical date is that matches up with the year of your birth. If your birth date is on the 30th and you turn 30, that's your golden birthday. So this is All-Stars golden episode. But it was kind of bronze, in my opinion. Fiercest moment of the entire episode was Jasmine Kennedy doing what I think was great TV, but maybe a little misguided from herself in calling out that the talent show judgment was not fair. I am so here personally for any of the queens pushing back on Ruin production, and having Jasmine say I thought a talent show would be judged on talent undercuts the judges in a way that's usually left for something like Untucked, not usually the mainline episode. And so I found it fascinating that the editors left that in. It's gonna cause some friction, I am positive, next week, and it's gonna cause drama next week, but god damn, was that good TV. And honestly, I think the queens should be pushing back more. We know that the show is not a genuine competition, that it is reality TV first, and I think the queens sometimes go back to All-Stars thinking, this is gonna be the year where it's not overproduced. This is gonna be the one that they finally listen to the fans and stop doing nonsense. But no. This week the queens were tasked with presenting their very best talents, and then on the runway they're meant to give crowned queen. Okay, so we have a lot of possibilities here. For years, the queens have been hearing, oh, the talent show is so boring, it's just lip sync songs. No one's doing actual talent. There was an opportunity here for all 7 of these queens to do something that we've never seen before. Something jaw-dropping, something exciting. They had the opportunity, I guess. In the cold open, the queens are gooped that Kennedy Davenport went home, even though most of them voted her as the bottom bitch. I truly believe that they thought Akuria was gonna go home, but even through all of the false sympathy, I do believe they genuinely were so happy that Kennedy was not there because now any of them could potentially win if their name is Crystal Method. And I think they genuinely believed that they had a stronger chance now that Kennedy was out of there. I think they all thought she was gonna get gingered. And some people have suspected that Kennedy would have won the talent show this week, that she would have busted out a really high performance dance number that would have knocked our socks off. And while I do believe that's a distinct possibility, I also believe with my entire being that they would have moved heaven and earth to still give Crystal a win and just tell Kennedy that she didn't do something exciting enough or that they had seen it before to justify not giving her a win. And Crystal was jazzed that she did not have to participate in Raid a Queen so that the other queens don't have to know what she thinks about them. In my opinion, this is a major mistake that they did not also have the winner of the challenge participate in the Raid a Queen segment. I think it adds a little more stakes to their game. It puts a little more of a target on their back. Make it a little more unsafe for whoever they're favoring. They're gonna favor them anyway, so might as well make some good TV along the way. And I think it adds a little bit to that beef if the top player is voting certain people in the bottom, but production is protecting them and they're unable to also put that person in the bottom. And according to the Raid a Queen judgment, Joey would have won last week had the queens been voting, and that's correct. Joey has been robbed so many times up until now, I'm low-key over it, but you know who else was over it? Akuria C. Davenport. I still don't understand why she fought so hard last week to remain in a hostile work environment. She's very clearly unhappy in All-Stars 11. She is very clearly unhappy being around Silky and not enjoying her time at all. And Drag Race, as stressful as it is, should be fun on some level. You shouldn't be sticking around just for, I don't know, whatever reason. Maybe she's afraid of the optics of dropping out of Drag Race twice. That she walked out of All-Stars 6 and then might walk out of All-Stars 11. Maybe she wants to be invited back when she doesn't have drama in the room with Silky. But you watch, they'll call them both back for All-Stars 16 or something. It's so awkward to watch their tension play out on camera because these are things that didn't happen in front of us. This is a private matter that they're bringing to our attention, and it's really not any of our business. It's causing people to be parasocial with them online, which is maybe what they both want. Silky is trying to stay above it all, but I do think it was a little lofty to compare herself to Jesus, saying, well, they talked about Jesus, they'll talk about me too. Word choices. I always like the drama and mess when it happens on the show. But what I don't like is when stuff that didn't happen in front of us, things that don't matter in the competition, are being brought here. It's why I didn't really care too much about the Gia and Farah drama. That stuff happened outside of the show. Those are things that they as adults should be hashing out or not bringing up. If they don't like each other, move on. Don't make it a storyline. Now we as an audience have to be bothered by it. After all the drama, the queens are cleansed in a wackadoo mini challenge where they have to lip sync while getting hosed down by organic soaps, which I don't believe were actually soaps. I think it was probably some other type of eye safe or body safe foam, because imagine getting soap in your eyes while you're also in drag. That sounds miserable. And since no one is sponsoring this stream, that soap company will get no further attention from me. I have a personal vendetta against You Wear It Well after being subjected to listening to a 15-minute cut of it in Drag Race Thailand season 3 for their ball challenge, where they had no other music for the other categories, and it was an 11 queen ball. So I hated the song, but I thoroughly enjoyed this wacky mini challenge because it was fun to see the girls just be silly. And why did Crystal put on her most pussy lady drag for the throwaway mini challenge of the entire series? I don't know, but I lived, girl. Sam Starr is called as the winner of that mini challenge and gets some cash money, honey, but no strategic advantage or advantage in deciding the turn order of the talent rumble, which is gonna be the maxi today, which is really just a regular old talent show with just an embellished name. They'll have to show off their best acts, which for all of them were just lip sync and dance numbers, which is fine. I would have just liked something more. I sincerely hope that one day Drag Race US will have the exact same embargo that Canada's Drag Race All-Stars did by not allowing their contestants to lip sync to a song, by telling them, show us a talent. This is the place for talented people, not people who know how to buy shoes. Lip syncing is fun, but I want to see the true talents like Anitra breaking boards, Jax doing jump rope, live singing, aerials, magic. Actual, real, genuine talents, because lip syncing is a talent on its own, but that's not the point of the talent show. Bring back the days where the queens would do pole dancing like Kita Minaj or Shea Coulee. Really anything in that vein. So let's get into my rankings, where I only included 2 categories, and that's the actual talent portion and the runway portion. I decided to keep it simple because this episode was a big nothing burger of content. They showed us a lot of rehearsal process, and I'm just never enchanted fiercely by that. I think I've seen it so many times on Drag Race that I'm like, just show me the beef. I've been watching Drag Race Italia. Before that, I was watching Drag Race Germany, and they skip a lot of this tertiary content and just show us the actual pieces that we need to see, the parts of the competition that are being judged, the parts that are exciting. I don't generate a lot of personal enjoyment from watching them rehearse. I want to see the number. So anyways, in my 7th position is Sham Star. Said that like Sean Connery. Girl, why did she construct this entire number based on a throwaway comment from her bracket that she's a teacher's pet? Get out of here. That's an interesting decision she made. I like the vocals, the choreography was solid, but being real here, she dressed her dancers in hot plaid shorts and had their titties out. I was looking only at the hot men. And as a drag queen, you never want to be outshined by hot, sexy dudes. Never. Sebastian, entire snack, always will be. All of the other men, sexy, gorgeous. And on the runway, another cowboy hat look. High-key, I hate this. It's a chop. I'm just gonna say it right out of the gate. I'm not a fan of that reflective gold with the matte black. I think that those 2 color choices are not synergistic with each other. The hand-holding star on that neckline is actually a special, unique detail, and I do gravitate towards that. I think it's interesting, but I don't find it particularly luxe, and in a category like it's giving crowned queen, I'm expecting opulence. I'm expecting elegance. Is this appropriate for a crowned queen look? I don't know, it looks like a premiere party look, which is fierce, but I don't know. It's not for me. In my 6th position, and y'all better chill out like a snowman with a carrot in your booty butt, it's Crystal Method. How many carrots do you think your snowman could fit in their bum bum? I think at least 1 baby carrot could fit in my snowman's bum bum, but who's to say? What I saw on my screen was absolutely horrendous. This act, I will say, was very on brand for RuPaul's low vibrational pee pee poo poo. Just make me laugh because you're doing something completely stupid that I can say, you're so dumb, you're so wacky, you're so goofy. Personally, I found the majority of the set cringy for the sake of doing it, and the carrot and the bum bum at the end whatever, horrific. There was a time where Rakam Sakura was critiqued for farting in her song, but this? Okay. Crystal appealed to Rue's interests, and that's the most important thing on Drag Race, no matter what my personal opinion is. And on the runway, Crystal is once again wearing a lot for my taste. And I'm wearing a bib with flowers glued all over it, and this is a lot for me. This is maximum kitchen sink drag, which the judges don't always like until it's not convenient to hate it. Crystal was going for a Mexican culture inspiration, which I love. I'm so glad that she wanted to reimagine these classic Aztec silhouettes and shapes. I love that she wanted to share this because it's super important, but for me, there is a lot happening here. I do like how the gold pops with her complexion. That is gorgeous. There are these cool reflective pieces that shrink in scale, and those are completely overshined by the 5 yards of lame that's coming off of her. There's straw, there's feathers, there's multi-prints. There's just so much happening. I would have loved just a couple things removed or a couple textures replaced. I think the lame could have gone. I think that hay that was ripped right off of Selena and April's dresses could have been just those feathers that were on the headpiece. That would have been sick. This look is neither a chop nor a slay for me because I like a lot of elements of it. It's assaulting my eyes. It's clocked in. In my 5th position is Silky Nutmeg Ganache. This is difficult because she is tied with a couple other people, so I kind of just ranked them fast and loose here. Little Drag Race historian knowledge. Silky was eliminated in All Stars 6 the week before the halftime headliners challenge. And so I really like that this performance is meant to be a halftime number, because she didn't get to participate in that challenge, and since Drag Race has been kind of pretending that Canada's Drag Race didn't exist, I think it's smart for Silky to reference her last time on the US All-Stars. And Silk is someone who keeps referencing her prior runs. She's got that strong commitment to keeping her finger up like she did in Canada's Drag Race for that one lip sync, and so I know she had to be cognizant of that fact. She was doing this cool song and dance number. Her movement was very impressive. I think the fringe was doing a lot of work for her, which I'm always a sucker for fringe. What I love most is that Silky kept up with these professionally trained dancers. She understood her vision for this performance and manifested it well from concept to execution. And on the runway, my God, this hair is everything. I enjoy the dress. The drape is very pleasing to look at. I think the beads are gorgeous, and when your dress makes that much noise on the runway, you know it's expensive. It must have weighed 1,000 pounds. It's not, to me, the most exciting or bombastic look for It's Giving Crowned Queen, and when there were others on the main stage who really went for it, it's hard because I want to put Silky higher, but the runway was just like points, small points behind others. It's a very solid slay. In my 4th position is Akira C. Davenport, and I do not understand the hate for this performance. I think the girls rated her so low because 1, they don't like that she's got beef with Silky. She's bringing the energy of the room down. And I think they were also frustrated that she procrastinated so much on making her dolls. But like, some of the best work comes from last minute procrastination. There are queens in the club who are quite literally still putting their mix together on their max before they give it to the DJ, before they even hit the stage, like 5 minutes before. The drama about her not having that done preemptively, I thought was silly. I was obsessed with this Dream Girls style number from start to finish. And shout out to Queen Lo Taeyeon, who put this concept on the drag queen radar, because she did a number that Blue Hydrangea mopped in UK versus the World, and now opened doors for Akira to do it. She's fabulous. She has this great number where she does the "This is real, this is me" that all the queens were doing. And she's got the nude bodysuit, and she turns around and goes on the stage and unpacks a suitcase and slowly puts on a clown wig, a clown nose, does clown makeup, and then gets on a tricycle, one of those mini ones, and then scoots around the stage. She was the first one to do this puppet thing where she had the pipes that went both ways and she performed with all of them. I cannot remember what the number was. I want to say it was Carly Rae Jepsen, but I'm probably wrong. Anyways, she's fabulous. Shout out to her. I had a lot of fun with Akira's performance. I think the talent is really in the craftiness of what she created here. That final product is very fun. Even if the mouth didn't move on that front puppet, everything else was solid. I don't see any reason why this was in the bottom. This is fun, and it is so much more than just some solo dance number. It is so much more than just a boring lip sync. She showcased her talent in what she created around her, and I'm obsessed. This is fun without being stupid. And on the runway, I really enjoy this look. Again, like Silky's, it's not the most exciting, even if it's solid. I think this does look a little more like a premiere look rather than a finale or a crowning look. Her body is tea all the time. That gown hugs her shape immaculately. The colors are cool to look at, and I just love Akira's drag sensibility. To me, she looked like a gorgeous tequila sunset bird. It's a bit understated compared to everyone else, but I love it all the same. This is a very solid slay. In my third position, despite the trip up, was Joey J, the first ever homosexual on Drag Race. Joey was almost the bottom bitch for me this week due to the performance, but then her runway scored super high for me, so it kind of balanced out where she fell in the lineup. I loved her reference to CoverGirl, Once Upon a Time. There was a little white gay. That was so funny. It started out super strong. Visually, she was amazing. This animal print with the blue notes. Oh, it's brilliant. But then there's a hiccup with the dance, and it doesn't go off without a hitch. And you can tell immediately that Joey is nervous and Joey is worried. She was giving concerned queen, and I fear that she never recovered after that moment. You could always see on her face that she was terrified of what that one trip up was gonna do to her score. That potentially that would put her in the bottom with the other queens, that she wasn't gonna win yet another challenge that she probably would have earned rightfully had that trip up not happened. But this is showbiz, kid. You got to always act professionally even when things don't go right. How you recover in a situation like that determines if an audience is gonna feel safe with you. Because once you look worried, the audience also then gets worried. And I felt bad for her because you can see how much it affected her. But then on the runway, oh my God, the gasp that I gusped, I had no air. How did the bitch breathe? This looks like a finale gown. The sculpted hair is everything. I love this iridescent midnight blue, and that's stunning. It's so intricate and immaculately stoned. Every detail is flawless. I'm sad her time with Joey is almost over because she's been bringing such excellence every single week since she debuted this season, and she'll likely lose to Crystal next week. Anyways, this look is a super slay. In my second position is Jasmine Kennedy. I live for her number opening with the famous RuPaul quote, "Drag queen, I am the queen of drag." But you know that RuPaul doesn't know that reference. Ru probably hears that phrase and says, "That's so funny, why do people keep saying that to me? Did Alicia Edwards say that or something on her season?" Jasmine, to me, was giving the most precise, technically accurate of what a talent was in this room. She had this sickening cheer routine, which deserves credit for how much skill and precision went into just learning the cheer at all. The purpose of a talent show is to take real world skills that you've acquired over your lifetime and apply them to a performance, to share something that only you can do or something that you can do extraordinarily well. A talent show is where practical knowledge meets entertainment value. I think Jasmine found that sweet spot and she performed immaculately. And also she looked great doing it. The season 9 cheerleading challenge is quaking right now. And on the runway, Jasmine is presenting the shades of green, teal, and turquoise that I didn't really resonate with due to the gradient of them. I don't like the way that they were meshed together, but I love the fabric. I love the manipulation of the fabric. I like the attention to detail in the way that everything was constructed. I wish that it was ombre. I wish that it started in that green, slowly made its way down into the teal, and then finished with the turquoise at the bottom. I think that would have been visually pleasing because I do genuinely love the sculpt of this dress. It reminds me of taffy. The hair was giving me RuPaul and Tu Wong Fu in that intro. I think the garment is ultimately a soft slay. Great idea, definitely needed just a little bit of a rework on the color selection. And in my first place is Dawn, who I was fully prepared to say, all right, second part of this season is not Dawn's game, and that's fine. She did well in Orange Bracket, but this is not her time. Her performance was fun, and then her runway is next freaking level. For her talent show, Dawn starts as a bird who's in a cage and is sharing a story of their life. And I like that this wasn't a cringe bird. And she proceeds to talk about how the only thing anybody can ever talk about or critique is her ears. The incorporation of Michelle's critiques from season 16, saying that they want to see more than the elf ears, that they want versatility, I thought was brilliant for this number. This is a number that is goofy, but again, not stupid. And I think Dawn was steadily consistent through the entire number. She stood out among the other dancers. She had a great story she was telling. I was amused and entertained. And in a sea of performances to an original song, I think that this was one of the more interesting to me. And then, on the runway, dare we talk about it? God damn, this is everything. I could literally talk about this look all day long, all day. Dawn is presenting this blue alien structural gown moment that has flowers literally everywhere on top of it, underneath it, lining it. Not since Trinity the Tuck was on Drag Race All-Stars for season 7 have I seen such an impressive gown with such incredible scale. The train, the overall composition gave me the biggest fashion would. The level of craftsmanship on this garment is undeniable. Nothing will top this garment this year. This is the look of the season. This is the look of 2026. This shut it down. I'm sorry, if y'all disagree, it's because you hate demon twinks, which is fine. You're allowed to hate a demon twink. But this look is perfect, and I will hold no space for y'all in validating how good this is. This is perfection. I swear to God on Bible, this is the best look that has shown up this entire year. And that's saying a lot because there's been a lot of incredible drag that has shown up in the Drag Race franchises this year. Maximum top slay for this look. I want to address one thing from critiques, and this is in no way to suggest that Joey should have won this challenge at all, because I'm not delusional. What I don't understand is how throughout Joey's entire bracket, she was connecting with Rue, making a good impression with her, but that meant nothing. Last week, Joey is told by RuPaul, All Stars was built for queens like her to show their growth when they come back, to showcase what they could have done. And then this week, Rue tells Joey, this is the kind of branding that we want to see from an all-star. Joey is quite literally doing everything the judges want to see, or what they tout that they want to see. She's checking all the boxes. You would think that's a marker for America's Next Drag Superstar. But Joey has no wins. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Make it. You can't. Rue then calls Crystal as the winner of the challenge, and I quite literally paused the episode and said, what the f***? Like, this is ludicrous, right? Am I crazy? What is this? Also, clock them using the B-roll from last week. Like, did they think that nobody was gonna notice? This could not have been unintentional. Kennedy showed up on my screen and I was like, oh my God, why is she here? That was last week's. Why did they put this here? Was there no other B-roll? There had to have been B-roll. There are like 10 cameras that are going at any given time. What is this? Again, I very much appreciated Jasmine calling out on the stage that she thought that a talent show would be judged on talent. A little misguided considering that nothing in Drag Race is ever fair. And I do wish that the queens would challenge Rue in production more on the main stage, even if it falls on deaf ears. I see Jasmine, I praise her for this. It showed a lot of vulnerability to put yourself out there and put a huge target on your body for production to potentially take whacks at. And based on Rada Queen, the bottom two contestants are Akira C. Davenport and Sam Starr. Again, I think Akira is only here because she's upsetting the room. And the lip sync song is Run the World by Beyonce. What a fab song. Akira had great presence in the lip sync, and I had a lot of fun with her. Sam had some strong moves, but Akira is such a force on that stage that Sam disappeared for me. And the spirit of Melinda Verga entered Sam Starr right before she did the most offbeat possible death drop. The winner is called as Akira, I completely agree. And Sam is now out. Girl, the purple bracket queens are falling off this competition like flies. Part of me wonders if that's a strategic decision by the production team to call the winner as Akira both times, to have two queens from each bracket represented in the finale. So then maybe for each lip sync, they could have orange go against each other, pink go against each other, and purple go against each other. I wonder if that's the plan. Or they are trying to get Akira and Silky in the bottom together because they want to see how that plays out, because the producers are messy boots. And I think they cast Akira here with Silky specifically because they knew that they had beef and they wanted to have that play out on the camera, which I think is also messy, especially for a person of color who's going to get bullied online by psychos. And next week is the grand finale lip sync smackdown for the crown. And it's an all disco theme, which I'm kind of living for. What y'all think about the challenge this week? Obviously, I'm a little bit annoyed at the winner. I'm a little bit annoyed that the talent show was not as exciting as it could have been, but alas, here we are. I will be covering Canada's Drag Race All-Stars weekly. I will be doing runway rankings specifically for Drag Race France Season 4. Drag Race Down Under vs. the World and Latino Royale are coming up, and I'm going to be covering those on some level. And of course, there's my weekly podcast, which you should check out because we are going to be covering Drag Race Italia Season 3 very soon. And keep an eye out for a special Drag Race project that is coming up in just a couple of weeks. Make sure to hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see y'all on the flip.